senior executives of the exchange, merchant banks, brokers, and entrepreneurs from the SME sector, our journalist friends, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry that I prepared my speech to be in English, so I will appreciate if you bear with me, but I will try to speak very easy English. Bangladesh is celebrating the birth centenary of the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and the 50th anniversary of the country's independence in 1971. Over the past decade, Bangladesh has been one of the fastest growing economies in the world. The economy at current US dollar grew from 30 billion in 1991 to 350 billion by June 2021. The country's real economy expanded 5.2 times in this 30-year period. The 5-year average economic growth rate accelerated from 4.15% in 1991 to 1995 period to 7.13% in the latest 5-year period, that is 2016 to 2020. As population growth rate persistently declined, the per capita GDP growth rate accelerated even faster than our economic growth rate. An inquiry into the sources of growth acceleration is very insightful. If we look at growth in GDP over the two 10-year period, 2001 to 2010 and 2010 to 2020, and if we take difference between these two growth in our economy, we find that industry accounted for 63% of growth acceleration in the latest 10-year period over the previous 10-year period. And of this industry, it is manufacturing, and of the manufacturing, it is a small and medium enterprise, which is driving the phenomenal growth of Bangladesh. It is noteworthy that services, broadly defined, accounted for 55% of growth acceleration in 2001 to 2010 period, but their role has diminished to 38.5% in the latest 10-year period. Agriculture, though believed to be the highest source of employment, played a significant role in Bangladesh's recent growth and development. This is a welcome development in the sense that labor mobility is happening from low-skill agriculture and services to organized manufacturing and construction activities. What are the drivers of this remarkable growth and development in Bangladesh? We identify two drivers. One is the rise of export production, which followed dismantling of border barriers, devaluation of home currencies, and unification of multiple exchange rates, and a global trade financing mechanism which unlocked potential exporters to access to capital in the early 1990s. The other is the surging inflow of remittance from non-resident Bangladeshis. I am very pleased to share with you that in the last 10 years alone, Bangladesh received $200 billion capital flow in the form of remittances. The 5-year average saving GDP ratio of this country increased from 13.4% in 1991 to 24.7% in the latest 5 years. The corresponding investment GDP ratio surged from 17.9% to 31%. This is remarkable. Note that a saving investment gap of 6% persisted over the last 30 years. As it is known in economics, a saving investment gap is equal and equivalent to a persistent trade deficit. Bangladesh, in fact, experienced a persistent trade deficit of 6% of GDP. But Bangladesh faced no unsustainable current account imbalance because a persistent excess of investment over saving and so trade deficit was financed by surging flow of remittances from our non-resident Bangladeshi citizens. The role of exports of manufactured goods and remittances is overwhelming for Bangladesh monetary and financial development as well. The broad monetary aggregate, as measured by NP to GDP ratio, expanded from less than 20% in 1991 to 50% in 2021. Financial development ensued from this outward orientation. Private sector growth, credit growth, fueled households and firms to increase their demand for investment and consumption. Given a de facto paying exchange rate regime, the surging flow of current account surplus, current account receipts also led to sustained accumulation of foreign exchange reserves. Its volume increased from less than $10 billion in 2008 to $45 billion in 2021, a period of remarkable growth and development under the visionary leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and her government. A broad monetary expansion will have inevitable consequence for price level change, interest rates, and exchange rates. In a developing country like Bangladesh, inflation is a politically sensitive macroeconomic indicator. Inflation worsens inequality and leads to erosion of price competitiveness of exports. Inflation rapidly decreased from double digit in 2010 to less than 5.7% in 2021. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina also had a vision of a single-digit interest rate, which her critics ridiculed then, but the reality is both the lending rate and deposit rate now have subsided, and it is 7.6% and 4.6% respectively as of 30th June 2021. Exchange rate of any developing country is like a wild horse. Consider Turkish lira, Indian rupee, and Pakistani rupee. They lost more than 50% value in the last 10 years. However, our taka, Bangladeshi currency, remained largely stable since 2011. Investors, particularly foreign investors, are very concerned about sovereign risk of developing countries. Bangladesh is a bright star in the management of public finance. The country has low tax GDP ratio, mostly because our government offer a plethora of tax incentives. So the firms like SMEs, they can make new investment and create employments and enjoy tax advantage. But the government expenditure has never exceeded reasonable limit, and budget deficits never exceeded to be unsustainable. It averaged between 3 to 4% of GDP over the last 30 years. External indebtedness of the country persistently declined from 42% in 1981 to only 20%, even less than 20% in 2021. Importantly, 81% of external debt of Bangladesh is of long-term and low cost. Debt servicing is very low, 6.75% of exports of goods and services and primary income, and 4.3% of current account receipts. Global rating agency therefore award Bangladesh a high credit rating on debt sustainability. Growth and development of Bangladesh has been diversified, demand-driven, and largely insulated from external risks. Over the past decade, Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has not only delivered an impressive, extraordinary episode of growth and development, our government also produced broad-based gains in health, education, infant mortality, and life expectancy. Since 2009, Bangladesh has reduced economic vulnerabilities across many critical areas. The country thus met all three criteria to be a developing country in 2018 and is all set to graduate by 2024. How do we connect this macroeconomic change to this opening of a SME platform today with DSC? My previous speakers, they explained nicely. Shafur Rahman Majumdar, he made a very wonderful presentation giving you a regulatory overview of this SME platform. My colleague, today's special guest, Dr. Masudur Rahman, Chairman SME Foundation, he also has explained that how SME Foundation is also creating capacity building for improving this sector. Let me add to what they say. Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has reiterated many times in her many speeches that the future of Bangladesh development will be driven by the private sector. SMEs comprise the central element of it. They are large in number. I do not know how many they are, but one speaker said as per RJC register, it is more than 100,000. And they account for lion's share of employment of the country. In order to unlock their infinite potential, and our Prime Minister reduced borrowing costs to a single digit last year and designed lending schemes last year specifically targeted to SMEs. When COVID-19 paralyzed our economic wheel. Today, the launching of this SME trading platform will further contribute to our vision of development. This trading platform will give much needed liquidity to investors in SMEs. As you will recognize, this platform shall work side by side the main board. Investors who will qualify to invest and trade in this platform are also different. They are mostly institutional investors and high net worth investors. They are supposed to be more knowledgeable and prudential in fair price discovery of the stocks of SME companies. The issuers of securities to be trading in this platform are greatly privileged. They had decades of financial intuition. I can remember one speaker, he mentioned that he has been waiting for years and there was no easy way to get access to capital. I think that is fast. They were forced to borrow either from commercial banks or from informal credit markets at exorbitant rates. They have got now a lifetime opportunity to issue stocks and debt securities, but they must embrace the challenge of good governance and transparency. Bangladesh Securities Commission shall enforce prudential corporate governance regulations so that entrepreneurs hire smart management, prepare and present financial statements in compliance with IFRS and let their business grow sustainably. The role of stock exchange is fast evolving for the protection of investors. I will urge the management of DSE to immediately put in place a real-time online dashboard for corporate disclosure by companies listed with SME platform. The issuers of capital shall post their financials and corporate governance details for immediate access by the investors. A standard template of this kind of disclosure is a priority. We are ready to help the exchange to design such a template. The country has hundreds of thousands of SMEs. Most of them are growing and profitable business enterprises. But they do not have, often, not all of them, but many of them do not have an accounting system in place. They depend on unskilled clerks. They do not maintain proper books of accounts. They do not prepare and present financial statements in compliance with IFRS, and so they are not comparable. They are not reliable often. They are not often relevant. SMEs, therefore, incur huge business costs just because of their weak management and the lack of standard financial reporting culture. I will request them, I like to encourage them, I will urge them that Stock Exchange and SME Foundation, they can collaborate, join together to invest for this important capacity building of SMEs in Bangladesh. I would like to thank the Board of Directors of Dhaka Stock Exchange, Chairman Mohammad Yunus Rahman, Managing Director Mr. Tariq Amin Bhaiya, and all the stakeholders for inviting me to speak in this August occasion. I wish this SME platform success. It will keep growing and one day it may even surpass or compete with our main board. Let's look forward to this beautiful future. Thank you very much. Joy Bangla, long live Bangladesh.